What was the moment for you that you knew like you were solidified in this industry? Like you were like, you're good. Like I know people depend on me. And then from that moment, like did you have like a good night out experience in New York? Or like did you dine somewhere and you got that VIP treatment just off the sole merit of what you can do in the kitchen?
So actually when I was out in Italy, so I took the master's course at Egypt, and during one of my internships I did 3. I was working at one Michelin star Ristorante La Rosa in Alba, and during my last week, my father came to visit me. You know what I'm saying? Like my father went halfway across the world to come see me out there and just see what I was doing, see what I accomplished, and there was they surprised me with one day I showed up to work. You know what I'm saying? Then my father showed up in the dining room, and then all of a sudden they were like, all right, boom, you're off tonight, go eat with your dad.
Oh, that's what's
and
up.
I'm like, what? Nah, man, let me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but they
about this grind,
word, but they like, nah, this is your time. So I went out there with my father, and like everything that me and my father went through, you know what I'm saying, with the divorce and just me being, like I said, like a screw up kid, like to have that moment, like he was amazed and I was amazed. Like he was amazed that I was here, and I was amazed that he came to see me here. And you know what I'm saying, that was like one of the second or third times in life, like you reach that point where your father starts treating you like a man or talking to you like a man, not like, you feel me?
Right.
And so we just really talked about life and like everything that we had been through, everything that we want, all the goals that I wanted to achieve, and advice from him. And he had given me a watch at that point. It was like my first real watch.
Oh,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
crazy.
Everybody has that first real watch where it's like, you know what I'm saying? And so I'll never forget that moment. It's like, yo, these people respect me enough to let me do this. Like, I'm here, 18 years old, I think I was at that point, one Michelin star. Like,
that's mad respect.
Word. And then my father's right here with it. So that was a huge moment for me. That really felt like,
Damn, bro,
a small victory, but it's like,
no, it's a major victory. What you mean?
Like, that was a huge thing, man. Like, I'll never forget, like, sitting at the table, like, swirling the wine. My father likes Chardonnay. He doesn't know wine, but, like, when he sits down and he wants some wine, he orders Chardonnay every time. And I'm like, nah, Dad, like, I got you. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to show you, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do it right this time. I would say the best meal I had in New York, I did a 14 or 15 course tasting menu at Le Bernardin, actually, when I was, I think I might have been 19 or 20 years old, actually. And me and my sous chef, we still to this day joke about the sommelier and the guy that came with the bread. Like after the course, like after every single course was cleared, the guy with the bread, they had like 5 different types of breads. They had like 2 different types of focaccia. They had like treccia. They had all these different breads, and like every single time the guy would come around, my boy would just be like lean back and he'd be like, 2 focaccia. And it was just like, it was just ridiculous. Like, I mean, the perfection.
Yeah.
And then every single time the sommelier would come around, he'd be like, for your next course. Like I'm sitting in a basement tavern. It was just like old world, like crazy. And
just soigning you the fuck up.
And the food was like extremely simple.
Mm-hmm.
The service was unmatched.
Right.
And I remember like, at the end of the meal, we went back to the kitchen to meet Chef Eric Ripera, and it was like 30 dudes just like bent over. Silence. If I'm speaking towards New York City, Le Bernardin definitely did it for me. And I would say like eating at Le Bernardin after going to Italy just reminded me of being it reminded me of being in Europe.
That's good. Yeah.
Like I feel like personally like that style of service was very European. I don't think a lot of American restaurants have that. Like, I shouldn't say that they don't. I would say the ones that I've experienced throughout New York City didn't have that same passion or the same level of focus or the same level of intensity or the same level of attention to detail. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, if a fork dropped midair, it was being caught. If your napkin was like, there was one time where I was leaning back and I was drinking my wine and my napkin was dirty, and someone literally, like, without me even seeing, snagged my dirty napkin and threw a fresh one down. Like, literally, like, slapped it down on my thigh. Like, and I just looked down, fresh napkin, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
the craziest thing I
like,
did was
wild
somebody's
service.
wine, I think.
Wild service.
Yeah.
You know, like, who is like They had, you know, in tennis, you're watching Venus and Serena, and the ball boys on the side, and they're like just waiting there for the ball to go, and they're just
hit the.
you know what I mean? Like that's what it was like, and then right back, like
Right
nothing
back.
happened. Like that's what it was like. It was like crazy to me.
That's wild.
So that was a big one.
So that's like your best experience in the city,
Definitely, yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
That's what's up, man.
And
That's
I think that was
I wish-
2017.
I wish I
yeah.
had more experiences like that. I work so much.